He should have known there was no chance the Guardians or Red Rush himself could beat Omni-Man in a straight up fight. But the worst part is that Omni-Man was somehow able to do this.
Does Omni-Man not have super speed too though? Does Omni-Man not have super speed too though? What's good with y'all? Today we're watching a video from Base Talks, the problem with Speedsters. Speedsters always be getting hoed. We watched the plot armor video the other day. If you want to talk about plot armor hoeing people, like the opposite of plot armor, it gotta be Speedsters. Speedsters get hoed in like the literal worst way imaginable. We're gonna get into it right now. Like, comment, and subscribe. Sub goal is 25K on this channel right here, so make sure you sub up, and we'll get right into it right now.
Speedsters are some of the most iconic characters in superhero films and shows, and yet they somehow are portrayed as weaker than the other characters around them. For example, Red Rush from the Invincible series. When Omni-Man attacks the Guardians, Red Rush was the only one giving them a fighting chance. Red Rush sees everything in slow motion, and he can think at super speed.
Red Rush is such a cool character too. It kind of sucks that he died so fast. Because I know there's a comic panel of it. I think he says it in the show too. He's like, bro, everything moves so slow. Even a normal conversation is so numbing to me. I think that would be very interesting to see. Like, especially with how Invincible be doing its episodes where, like, they'll have, like, a certain segment on certain characters. I really wish we had, like, a small little segment of an episode just specifically on him. Because I really like how his speed powers were used in the show.
He should have known there was no chance the Guardians or Red Rush himself could beat Omni-Man in a straight up fight. But the worst part is that Omni-Man was somehow able to do this.
Does Omni-Man not have super speed too though? Does Omni-Man not have super speed too though?
Red Rush had to have seen Omni-Man reaching and just decided to let it happen because again, he sees everything in slow motion. He would have saw Omni-Man reaching and simply pulled his hand back. It was shown earlier in the fight that Red Rush was able to block some of Omni-Man's punches. He could have easily relocated the Guardians and notify Cecil of what was going on, or something. Literally do anything other than what Red Rush did. Although the Guardians might not have been able to kill Omni-Man.
That is true, but it's like, this is the type of scenario where it's like, you being too smart is ruining the story. Like, obviously, if this was real life, you should immediately run out and tell Cecil. In a show, it doesn't make sense. You're literally ruining the show by being that smart. You're ruining the show by being that smart, if that makes sense. Sonic's the only speedster that loses convincingly. Is that true? Let me think of times Sonic lost. I can't remember a time where Sonic lost and like I was like, that didn't make any sense. So I guess you could be right in that. I guess
could have at least survived, especially Red Rush. There's no chance he gets killed by Omni-Man. He could just move out of the way of any attack or just flee the area. Another good example is A-Train from The Boys. A-Train has super speed and has been shown to have speed reaction by getting into Huey's car and seeing Starlight's powers in slow motion. And yet he's constantly bullied by Homelander, and people actually thought that A-Train might die in the latest season of The Boys. Though A-Train might not be able to kill Homelander, there is no way Homelander could kill A-Train. Because again, speedsters have super speed and speed react. Anything that is...
Is Homelander as fast though? Homelander is faster and stronger?
Thrown at them, they could see before it hits them and move or run away. A-Train should be untouchable and one of, if not the strongest soups in The Boys. Yet another example is Quicksilver from the Avengers Age of Ultron. How does he even die here? I get he's moving Hawkeye out of the way, but he would still be able to see the bullets coming. He could have just moved Hawkeye and himself further away. They did a much better job with Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. But even then, he was somehow caught by Apocalypse and got his leg broken. I don't get how Apocalypse was able to even comprehend what was happening because as he was getting punched, only a millisecond at most had passed in real time. And then Jean Grey was able to move the platforms Quicksilver was running on. So is she able to think at super speed? It just doesn't really make sense to me. He was moving so fast that he would have been able to get to her before she even knew what was happening. Characters with super speed should just be untouchable. They can do whatever they want. Realistically, they should be the most overpowered characters in whatever show or film they're in. And if you're going to make a character with super speed not be overpowered, then you have to do what the Incredibles did. They did a great job with Dash. He had super speed, but he wasn't flash fast. He only ran like 200 or 300 miles per hour.
That's true, yeah. Someone said that in the chat. Flash was done really... Not Flash. What's the name? Dash was done really well.
Perfect, because he could still be hit, and he wasn't OP, but he was still a great superhero. And lastly, we have the CW Flash series. That show could have lasted 1 or 2 episodes a season, and that's it, because the Flash would defeat every non-super speed villain with relative ease. The only characters that would give Flash trouble are speedsters like Reverse Flash and Zoom. Everyone else would be a cakewalk for the Flash. He's able to run up to them, cuff them, and bring them in without them ever even knowing what's happening. And yet they somehow managed to milk 184 episodes out of the show because they made Barry have the intellectual capacity of a toddler. And then there was the Flash movie that released...
Is that long? The show's 184? Ain't no way.
There were way too many scenes.
Savitar dog walked him? Bro, I'm seeing. I gotta watch CW Flash because people be asking me about that show a lot. I didn't know the show was that popular. I'm gonna see some of the comics. I feel like some of these, some of the characters that he's saying that like should not be able to react, I feel like also have super speed. Like Homelander, I think is quite easily shown that he has super speed. I think like everyone knows Superman is as fast as the Flash in some adaptations. I know some Flash is faster than Superman, but I think in most like they're comparable speed. I think here Omni-Man should be as fast as Red Rush. Like I think some of these are like yes, but like some of them I think the other characters just scaled to him. Let's see what he says. Yeah, I understand that these characters have some form of super speed, but they're not shown to have consistent speed reaction. Omni-Man has been shown to have speed reaction before, but then he'll get hit by a robot, or when he'll be hit by the members of the Guardians. If you catch Red Rush's hand, then he should never be able to be hit, which is true. But again, like the thing about speedsters, you can never. I don't think you could ever write an accurate speedster because there wouldn't be a plot. Unless you have, unless you have like a Dash who's not actually that fast, or I know CW Flash and other Flashes, they run their running is based on. There's like a time limit to how much they run because the Flash can only run so much till he gets hungry. I don't know what else. Like there's someone else where it's like their speed. They could turn on their speed. Like if they're able, like A-Train, that's what I'm thinking of. A-Train can have his speed off. Like A-Train is not always going super fast. A-Train is a regular nigga unless he turns his speed on. You know what I'm saying? 200 miles per hour is not that fast, not superhero fast, my nigga. Like yes, 200 miles per hour is obviously fast, but he's not the Flash fast. Like I'm talking people that are so fast, like you have to right around them losing. Like Quicksilver getting all those actions done in like 2 milliseconds of real time. Dash is not that fast. Riding away for Quicksilver that's going that fast to lose, you gotta do a lot of BS for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think you could not accurately write a speedster character. I think that's what he's going for. You can't accurately write a speedster character because if you were actually a speedster, you would be untouchable. You're right. Like nothing would hit you. Literally nothing would hit you. Nothing would hit you. Like
that just shouldn't have happened. For example, when Past Flash got shot in the leg, I understand he was young and new to this super speed, but he has super speed nonetheless. Him getting shot shouldn't be able to happen. Or at the end of the movie when Barry just decided that they couldn't change the outcome of Batman or Supergirl dying. That doesn't really make any sense. I'm assuming this world had kryptonite in it, so they could just super speed to grab some kryptonite and start stabbing all the enemies one by one. But even without the kryptonite, they could have beaten the Kryptonians.
Where would they find kryptonite though is the question. Where would they find kryptonite? This movie looks so bad. I think this Flash movie is so overhated. This Flash movie is so overhated. Like, dude, I'm surprised. Like, I walked out of that theater. I was like, damn, DC didn't drop a bad movie. Nigga, everybody thought this was trash. It's so crazy. It's so
They
crazy.
showed countless times where they somehow got caught while moving with super speed. Now I understand the Kryptonians are fast, but even in the movie they say they're not as fast as the Flash. Now, I know this video is kind of just me ranting, but characters with super speed are constantly disrespected throughout shows, when they should be the strongest characters in their universe. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm hoping they show more of A-Train being a powerful character in The Boys, and I'm hoping they come out with something actually good for a Flash movie. But that's all I have for today.
Yeah, like I know they what's it called? I think he made a video about how to make an actual good speedster. Who's the superhero dude from Monsters versus Megamind? Like Megamind, that character, he's a really good speedster. Forget that dude's name. He made a video about how to make good speedsters as well. Let's look. He made another speedster video about like good ones. How to write good ones. Yeah. Right here, Metro Man. Metro Man's a good, like, he chooses to lose. Let's see. Yeah, let me go to the Metro Man section just so I can show you what I'm talking about.
Writing an untouchable god level character and just making them be an untouchable god level character. Metro Man. Metro Man is an overpowered godlike character and he stays like that. He never loses because he can't lose.
I'm winning. I'm winning any motherfucking way. I can't lose.
But what made him interesting was how he felt bored of being this godlike hero. He wanted more out of life, so he faked his death.
And Music Man was born.
They didn't have him lose in some BS way. They had him retire because he was getting bored of winning all the time. And guys, he was overpowered. He didn't perceive time in slow motion. He could basically freeze it completely. Did this make the movie bad?
Literally.
No, it didn't. Megamind, I think, is an absolutely amazing movie. But this is what shows like CW Flash do wrong. They show Barry.
But that's literally like, let me let him finish his stop before I start yapping about Metro Man. Metro Man, bro, go.
Being basically an unbeatable god, but then they have him lose to low-level thugs. The second way to write a consistent speakable god, but then they have him lose to low-level.
How did Flash get caught by that?
Show Barry being basically an unbeatable god, but then they have him lose to low-level thugs.
What is the context of this?
Being basically an unbeatable god, but then they have him lose to low-level thugs. The second way to write a consistent speedster is to.
That was insane. What the freak?
Flash do wrong. They show Barry being basically an unbeatable god, but then they have him lose to low-level.
Wow. Okay. I guess he has a very good point. But yeah, Metro Man I think was done really well. But yeah, Metro Man is who could legitimately scale to Metro Man? He like someone said that in the chat. Bro, he lived his entire life in that one moment in front of Megamind's face. He literally lived his whole life. Like who's legitimately beating Metro Man, bro? Metro Man is broken. That nigga is broken. I gotta see, like, Metro Man versus Superman. Can he actually, like... Metro Man would probably clear the nigga. Yeah, Metro Man probably clears. Depending on the version. Comic Superman probably know this. Yeah, Comic Superman does, like... This man be suplexing universes, bro. So definitely. But who's actually gonna beat Metro Man in a fight though, for real? But yeah, I don't know. I think some of his examples were kind of just like nitpicky, or like maybe just didn't have like the accurate power scaling that some of the characters that he was talking about actually do have speed feats as well. But again, I don't think you could actually write a good speedster because you would just kill the plot. Plot wouldn't exist anymore. Because like if you actually write an accurate speedster, he's right. You would never get hit. Like, you'd make a boring story, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, shout-outs to Baze Talks. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Let me know what y'all think about Speedster. Who is your favorite Speedster as well? Comment that below. I'm going to catch y'all next